Okay, so let's see how you guys did in example 1, letter B. So again, in letter B, we are writing the first 6 terms of the sequence. So obviously we're given the rule right there, and we want to come up with what the first 6 terms are of that sequence. So if I plug in 1, my first term, into this equation, I get -1 to the first power. Well, -1 to the first power is the same thing as -1. So my first term should be -1. My second term, if I plug that into this equation, I get -1 to the second power, which means my second term, anytime I square a negative number, -1 times -1 gives me a positive number, so my second term should be 1. My third term is when I plug 3 into my equation, -1 to the third power. Because it's an odd exponent, the negative is going to stay there. -1 times -1 times -1 gives me 1 times -1, which is obviously -1. So my third term is -1. My fourth term is if I take that -1 to the fourth power, it's an even exponent, so my fourth term is going to be -1 times -1 times -1 times -1, which gives me 1. You guys kind of can see what the pattern is going on here between your terms. My fifth term is if I take -1 to the fifth power, odd exponent, which means I'm going to have that negative still there. -1 to the fifth power is -1. And my sixth term is -1 to the sixth power. It's an even exponent, so a sub 6, which is my sixth term, is going to be 1. So between all of these numbers, you can kind of see what the pattern is that results in this rule for the sequence. So at this point, I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to have you guys work on the Now You Tries numbers 1 and 2, and we'll meet back up in just a minute to talk about some writing rules for sequences.